Hi everybody, it is Max Mackintoshes back again for another video. This video I am not going to be building. This video is going to be tips and tricks on how to build a house in The Sims 4. I have compiled a list of more than 10 tips on how to build a better house in The Sims 4. This could be the first of many tips and tricks videos. If you guys enjoy this, please let me know down below if you want me to do any other tutorial type videos like this. But that's enough talking, let's get straight into the video. My first tip is to recreate reference pictures or floor plans to get started with the building process. This house here that's on the screen is a house that I recreated from a picture. I used Sims 3 dollhouse to recreate, but you could use an actual reference picture or a floor plan if you just Google it. There's like floor plan websites. You could use like Zillow. I think it's really good to start there because then you can get comfortable building and getting used to the mechanics of it before you start doing anything super creative and wild. And it's still kind of a challenge because stuff doesn't always translate one-to-one in The Sims, so I think it's a really good starting point. It's something I used to do and still do a lot when I'm building. But let's get rid of this and I'll show you what other tips I have. So there are two ways that I like to build a house in The Sims 4. The first way is I just build a box and then I just add more boxes on it to make it interesting. So I might add a small little bump out here, I might add a bigger bump out on the side, and maybe I'll add a similar bump out in the back there. And then I might create a second floor like this, because I like to do several floors of a home. I think adding more boxes and interest to the original box adds dimension and is more interesting, so I like to do that. Or the other thing I like to do is I start with a wall and kind of build along the wall and then move on that way, so you're not really getting a shape to start out with. I'll show you what I mean. So let's say I draw this wall, and then I'll go and pick out the windows that I want to use. Say I want to use this window here. So this way I can see I got one tile on this side, one tile in the middle, and one tile on the other side, so I know the spacing is good for this wall. So then I might go back a few things to create a porch, and then do this wall. Then maybe I'll pick a door and reuse these same windows again. And see here, this wall might be too long, so I might get rid of it one by one. So I start off with something like that. Then maybe I'll add a porch to it, and then I'll just create a random box to finish it off. And then from here, you kind of go back to the original method and you just add stuff to make it look interesting. So for this one, I might create another box for another floor, and then maybe I'll have only part of it come out on the second floor, and then maybe I'll have a chimney on the side there. And then I might add windows like this and then start doing the roof. This method is really good if you want to use certain windows, because then you can make sure they fit right before you do the whole house and then realize what you wanted to use didn't fit. Also, when you add bump outs, sometimes it's good to think about how the roofing is going to be when you're doing the bump out. Like in this case, the roofing is going to have to be steep like this because of how the shape is. So you see, this is how I would end up probably roofing this. And if I was like, I don't really like that, that's okay, you could change it. So I could get rid of these roof pieces on the side and pull this bottom layer in. This might not be my best example of a house that looks really good, but you see what I mean. You can always adjust it afterwards to make it look better. And I think like having this extra space on the side here helps the roof look a little better. Then I might just add some columns here, add a little foundation. I think foundation always helps. And this may not be my best house ever, but I think you kind of get the idea. I think the roof looks pretty good. I haven't finished the chimney yet, but you just gotta play around with it and you can adjust it as you go. See, I might want to move this over one or something like that, The roof, I think, is really important to making the house look good. The roof can really make or break it. It can make it look ugly if it's not good. So I kind of skipped over it when I was doing it, but see this roof, this gabled roof, I think houses look better when the long direction is this way. Like when it's this way, doesn't it just look way worse compared to that? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to have this roof be long ways while these little bump outs be more forwards. And I usually use this half gabled roof on porches. I just think it looks better than the full gabled, and I think the porch really ties it all together and makes it look like a realistic house. I can't remember if I said it before, so I'll mention it now. If you do a chimney like this on the side, it's really important that you center it on the wall, whether it's one tile or two tile. And then I like to build it up right up to the roof, and sometimes I'll have to use like a half wall to frame the very top before I add the actual chimney piece in, like that, but it looks good when it's centered with the roof line. Now back to the windows again. I know these windows in the front aren't my best, but I don't want to spend forever trying to make them look good. But another tip I have is to mess with the windows to make them look good on the outside rather than focusing on the inside, because I feel like that matters more, or it matters more to me. So I might bring these windows around again, because I think it's best to use the same windows so it's more cohesive. So like I might start off with just these windows on the side, because the side doesn't need that many. I might do something similar on the other side as well. And then in the back, I think it looks really boring when it's flat in the back, so I might come back here at the end and like add a little bump out here and maybe a porch. And there are several things I could do back here. I could just roof the bump out. I could do something like that and just leave the porch open, or I could go like all the way across. But if I did that, I would probably bring it in one to match up with the other side so it's symmetrical. It's just whatever looks good within that house. Like personally, I think I like this better. And if I'm feeling wild, sometimes I'll add a little interest over the porch. I'll use this short fence and I'll do a little design up here. So I might have something like that over the porch to make it a little more interesting. And if I'm feeling really wild, I'll use these low-lying plants sometimes and put them up top, something like that. I do quite a few more of them, but I don't have time now to show you exactly. Then I have some columns to frame it up. I usually do it on corners and where like the stairs line up. But something like that could make the house just a little more interesting in the back. This is kind of a big house, so it kind of doesn't leave much space for the yard. But I'm a creature of habit, and I often use this same fencing in the back here. You might spread it out like that, come down the side, and I might come directly with the house here. Sometimes I'll go one back if I think it looks a little better. And here I might go like this. And they'd be like, this little skinny area is kind of weird, so I might change my mind and shorten this and have it line up with the porch. And then the two things I like to do for a gate is I'll either just have it be open or use a proper gate, of course. And in this instance, where I have this porch and this gate right here, I'll pick a terrain paint here. I really like this cobbled one, and I'll just kind of create a little path going out there. I think the terrain paint flooring like this is really helpful in lining the path in the front and the back. So like I might use the same up here, except in the front I'll be more exact. Something like that. Again, this is not my best house, but we're going to still roll with it for the sake of showing you what I kind of do. Sometimes on the bump outs in houses, if there's one that kind of stands out and is really different, like a smaller one, I might make it a different wallpaper, like it's all siding here. But if this was like smaller, maybe, like I might make one part of it brick just to be interesting. I probably wouldn't on this house because it's so big. But just in general, I think that's a tip, is adding more than one wallpaper on your exterior to make it more interesting. Or like you could have it on like the base wall on your porch, if it looked good on that particular house. This one is not my best house, so I'm not even going to mess with it. But that is another tip that I have. Now on to landscaping. I don't think I'm that awesome at landscaping, but I'll just show you what I normally do. So there's these hedges that you could use, or there are these ones on the right here. Normally, I like these taller ones over here on the right, but I use both of them. But what I might do here, since there is a porch, I might line the front of the house with these bushes, and I might even go around the side here because there is the chimney. So I might line it up like that, and sometimes I'll add these low-lying bushes also to kind of just spice it up, just for some interest. I could add, you know, some plants here. I don't know which ones. I really like these, but they're kind of big. I don't know, you know, something like that to add a little interest. Again, this is not like something perfect. I'm just trying to show you quick some ways that I do landscape. And then I usually always put a tree in the front yard. I really like this tree, so I might put it over here in the corner, or I could put it in this corner, you know, whatever you think looks best. And one of the most important things, I think, is to use terrain paint just around like your bushes and the trees. I feel like it looks more lived in when you do this. Another way to do landscaping without these bushes, I might do just with these plants. And then in this case, when we have more room, I might use these big plants. I'll put like one there, And then I might get a second one, but size it down and put it next to it. I think that looks really nice. And might just add a few other things for some color around it also. You just like kind of play around with it and see what looks good here. Sometimes on the foundation, I think it looks better to have the taller bushes. So like here, I probably would use these to hide the foundation a little bit. But it's totally up to you. If you like how this looks, then go for it. It doesn't look bad necessarily. It's just probably something I wouldn't pick for this particular house. But it's still a tip to check out for yourself. Now, landscaping in the backyard. I usually put a tree in one of the corners of the fence. So like this one, we'll just use the same tree for example. Since this tree is on that side of the house, I might put it in this corner. So it's like the opposite corner. Just so like if you're like, we're looking at the house from one angle, I wouldn't want to have two trees lined up. I don't know. That's just what I like to do. And then in the backyard, I might put a bench under the tree. I think that's kind of cute because I have like could like read under the tree. So I might do something like that. And if there's a bench under the tree, I might extend the path to go over there. Usually I like to do something a little more windy than like a straight path. I think that's more interesting. And then back here, I usually put like kids equipment or some planter boxes. So I might put that in. And then maybe some planter boxes over here. And then when I get to actual landscaping, I do like the same thing. I might put these low-lying bushes somewhere, these flowers up there again. Over here, since it's more foundation, I might put these bushes and just kind of fill it up as you see fit. I feel like the more landscaping you put, it starts to look better and better. So I might just add a few things like this and adjust it, move stuff back. Of course, just add some terrain paint. And another thing I like to do is I like to line these paths with dirt. I'll turn down the terrain paint here at the bottom, the softness down quite a bit. And then I'll softly just line the path. I feel like it looks more lived in and used and just looks better, I think. And then I might do the same with these planter boxes. Put a light dirt path on the outside. And then with the kids' equipment, I might do something similar where I'll put a little dirt on each post. And then I might do some in the middle to show that it's been used. Don't want to go too dark, but a little something. And then on the porch, I usually do like a grilling area or something. And then over here, I might put like a patio table. Maybe not in these colors, but you know, something. Figure it out. Sometimes if there's enough space, I like to put counters out here by the grill. You know, maybe a sink. Just kind of fill it in and make it look lived in. Because, you know, like people have this stuff on their porch in real life, so I kind of base that off how I would build in The Sims. And one final tip that I have is like if you have a mistake or something that you don't like, just like hide it with landscaping. I don't really have a good example on this house, but if like a part of your house looks weird, it's like you get like a really tall tree like this and just hide it, you know? And again with these trees, I think it's good to put two next to each other, kind of like the flowers. That's just a random tip. But yeah, hide your mistakes if you can with landscaping. I know I didn't do a full house here because that would just take far too long. But hopefully these tips on how to build were helpful, and me showing you what I would do as I'm building was kind of helpful. I made a list of all my tips and then I kind of got lost in translation as I was showing you. So hopefully it all makes sense and I hope you enjoyed. If you want any other tips and tricks videos, let me know. I could try to do them again. I could do one more focused on just roofing or just floor plans or just decorating or just landscaping or something. I just didn't want to be here all day, so I kind of was going fast. But I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed. If not, well, thanks for watching anyway. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment something down below, and subscribe for more videos like this. I will see you all in my next video, for whatever that might be. Bye.